Hello everyone, it's Helen here and thank you for joining me today. Now today we're going to be making a Stampin' Up card using the Garden in Bloom set. This is one of my favourites, and I'm also going to be using the colour combination of pinks and greens. That's also another one of my favourite combinations of colours. So let's get started. So we're going to be making our own card base today. I'm not going to use a pre-bought packet. Okay, so this is just a standard A4 size, UK A4. So down the centre I'm going to cut it at 4 1/8. So it's going to be a top folding card. So I only need this one here, and then I'm going to score it. I'm just going to quickly move that up there. I'm going to score it at 5 7/8 of an inch. And then fold it in half. Just grab my bone folder, get the good crease going. There we go, and that's our card base made. Okay, so now I've just prepared everything ready for today's video. So these are my mats. So this one measures 3 7/8 of an inch by 5 5/8, and this one measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. Don't worry about writing them all down. It will be on the link will be down below, so you can go straight to my blog page for all of the product and dimensions. Okay, so the colours I'm using are rose red and cucumber crush. So we're going to start off by stamping our flowers first. I've got them pre-mounted already. So as you can see here, just quickly grab the stamp set again. You can do this in stages and build up your images, but I'm just going to use this image and this image here. I'm going to skip this one, but you can add that image. It just speeds it up, and also there's a little notch here, and that will help you line up your images when you're doing your layering. So we're going to be using a stamping off technique because I'm using the rose red and I don't have a darker one and I don't have a lighter one in the same colour range. So I'm just going to press down here, I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp onto my card. So my first stamp is going to be off the edge, just like so. So for each stamp that I do, it's going to be stamped off first, just to get the lighter shade. So you're going to need a scrap piece of paper for this. So this is a great way of getting different shades out of your ink pads if you don't have all of the different colours or different shades of the same colour. So I'm just making sure that I'm stamping off the edge as well, just to keep that pattern going. I'm just going to do a tiny one just there. Okay, so I'm going to clean these off a little later on. So I remember I kept my little notch to the right hand side. Let's grab the next one. This will be, I'm just going to do the outline now, and I'm just going to use the full stamp pad now. I'm not going to stamp off now. So I'm keeping this to the side. Okay, so all you've got to do now is line it above your image and press down. Doesn't matter if it's slightly on or off, it gives it that natural look. So you can actually make quite a few of these in one go. So it's a really great way of making a nice background. Okay, so now moving on to our leaves. When you're using Cucumber Crush, this colour will be retiring at the end of May. So if you do like this colour, get yours now. And grab my leaves. We're going to be stamping off again. And now I'm just going to randomly place them in the white patches. It doesn't matter if it overlaps. It all adds to the effect. Okay, there we go. Grab the other one. So this one has an outline as well. Okay, so no stamping off this time. I quite like it when it overlaps all the colours. It really does build up the image quite nicely. A lot of twisting round here. Got a bit adventurous there with turning my leaves around. Okay, that's the last one for that. So there we go, that's our background done. That was nice and quick. Okay, so we're going to get that stuck down to our card base. And our mat. So I'm going to use a tape runner for that. You can use wet glue. I always find this bit's the hardest bit, getting the mat down. There we go. Okay, that's our card almost done now, so we just need to do some more stamping. I'm going to choose, I think it's this one here. For my other card, I've chosen this one, so I'm just going to do the other sentiment. I'm not sure if that's going to fit. I'm going to need a bigger one. Going to stick with the cucumber crush. Okay, I'm going to use a tag. I think it's a decorative label punch. Try and get that lined in. I should have got myself a bigger piece of paper. Let's do our best. I know what I've done wrong. It's too long to fit in. Let's trim that down. There we go. Just do our best to line that up. Don't do as I do. Get yourself a longer piece of cardstock to line that up. There we go. You don't want to make life harder for yourself. So now I've got here, this is Melon Mambo, by the way, cardstock. I don't have any rose red, but it's very similar colour. Okay, so what I've done on this card is I've trimmed it diagonally, because obviously they're the same size, and I want a nice border around it. So I'm going to cut this up diagonally, just like that. You may want to add some more adhesive just to make sure it doesn't come off. I'm just being quick today. There we go, that's our sentiment done, and now we just need to add our ribbon. So I've used the jute ribbon, burlap ribbon. I'm just going to stick that there. I'm going to use fast fuse for that. run it across there. It's quite bright in here, I couldn't see where I put the fuse. But yep, that's covered. So trim it off. There we go. I'm running out of this stuff, so I'm going to have to order some more. It's one of my favourite things actually, so I'm always reordering all my favourite stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use some dimensionals just to pop those up. Just going to use 2. Pop that on, and I've also used flower punch as well. All the details will be on my blog. Spare piece of paper, there we go. I'm just going to cut 3 out. Okay, and I've also got, I'm not going to use my hand because it hurts my hand when I try and bend the flowers, so I'm going to use my foam pad and the end of my piercing tool, just the blunt end, and just going to push those down just to curve those. You can do it in your hand as well, but when you're doing quite a few it does start to hurt after a while. Okay, I'm going to stick those on with a bit of Tombow. I'm going to do a slight variation on this one. My other card has the rhinestones on it, and I'm going to do one without the rhinestones. I'm not going to stick them as close to the sentiment as well, so it's kind of covering there. So that was my prototype. So, and I also dipped them in the ink as well, so I'm not going to do that on this card as well. Okay, beginning to think I might need some rhinestones. What do you guys think, with or without rhinestones? I'd love to know what you guys think, so leave your comments down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you like this sort of thing, please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.